It's time for Church's Chicken Thursday Night Lights. Presented by Protection One Security Solutions. Now, here's Don Harris.
Welcome to the Rock Pile. You are looking live at Alamo Stadium, where tonight it's the Brackenridge Eagles against the Burbank Bulldogs in a game that's got playoff implications for Brackenridge on another edition of Church's Chicken Thursday Night Lights. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Alamo Stadium. I'm Don Harris alongside Chuck Mikatinik. And Chuck, two teams going in opposite directions, but the Burbank Bulldogs get their first win in almost 2 years a week ago. Brackenridge is expecting quite a test from them tonight.
Well, you know, Burbank, they've had their struggles, but Don, they're very young. I mean, they've got 18 sophomores playing for this football team. They've also had a bunch of injuries, and because of that, things have been a little tough for them, but reason for hope coming off a win. They gave Memorial more of a game, actually, than Brackenridge did, so maybe we'll see a good one tonight.
For them, it's Jason Varial at quarterback. Again, he threw 2 touchdowns. They won 14-7 last week over Memorial. What does he bring to the table?
Well, it's interesting, Don. He's basically jumping on a grenade for his teammates. He's a defensive back. They had some injuries at that spot, but Jason has come in, done a really good job. Obviously, he's a tremendous athlete.
On the defensive side of the ball for Burbank, number 1, Carlos Covarrubias, a 2-year starter, and he's their man.
Well, you talk about experienced. I mean, this young man, by the time he's a senior, Don, will have played in 20 varsity games. They love this guy. Not the tallest guy in the world, but he's going to be matched up against much taller guys, and boy, did he do the job last week. Really kept his team in the ballgame and stoning Memorial to just 7 points.
Meanwhile, Willie Hall's guys have a chance to win the district championship if they win out, and for them, Fred Jones is the guy who totes the rock.
Without a doubt. I mean, he's closing in on another 1,000-yard season, had one a season ago, and I don't think this young man gets enough credit for being a weapon out of the backfield in the passing game. He's really, really good.
And when they do put it in the air, Justin Eaton is the favorite target. He's going to play in our All-Star game.
Nothing that this young man cannot do. He's got size, he's got speed, he's got unbelievable hands. And Coach Willie Hall told me this week, you know, if I was a quarterback, I would never take my eyes off this guy. He's that good.
It's mid-October. It's cooled down. It's football weather, but maybe wind will have a play tonight. Let's go down to the field for our ASCO Game Time weather and Mike Hernandez. Mike?
Yeah, that's a great point, because the temperatures behind that front that came through today really blew out the humidity and blew out the showers. Now we're left with the winds, and the winds are running. They're running right across the heart of the field, or right down the field, I should say, out of the north, 15 miles with some gusts to about 25. So, yes, it is going to be affecting the kicking game and the passing game. It'll be interesting to see how the coaches handle that. But all in all, it's just going to be a beautiful evening. And as you said right there in the intro, it's a great evening for football, definitely football weather.
It's going to be fun. It's Burbank. It is a old-time San Antonio rivalry. We'll have our Church's Chicken keys to the game and kickoff straight ahead on the CW 35.
Closed captioning of tonight's game is brought to you by Rodriguez Butcher Supply.
Welcome back to Alamo Stadium. Burbank and Brackenridge for you tonight on the CW 35. Right now it's time for our Church's Chicken keys to the game. And Chuck, we start with the Burbank Bulldogs.
Yeah, for Coach Mark Perez, the first thing he wants to try to do tonight is shorten this football game. So they want to control the ball, be able to run it. Secondly, create some turnovers. Take the ball out of Brack's hands tonight as much as you can. And then lastly, be extraordinary on special teams, because if you can turn up a big play in that facet of the game, you might be able to score an upset.
We caught up with Coach Mark Perez just moments ago.
Well, you know, Brackenridge is definitely a great football team. You know, I worked for Willie Hall for many years, and, you know, he's my mentor, you know. So, you know, we got to be able to establish that run game tonight. You know, we got the return of our quarterback, Dylan Guzman, and we're going to try to run the ball a little bit more than we have this season. And he can definitely spread the field with his passing. So we're definitely looking to do both.
Coach Willie Hall over at Brackenridge has been a mentor to many coaches. He's been there a long time. Coach, what are their keys tonight?
Well, first of all, they want to protect the ball, not give Burbank a chance to think it has any chance to win this football game. They also want to get some explosive plays. We talked about how great they are outside in the skill position area. And then lastly, they want to make Burbank earn every single yard, keep everything in front of them tonight.
Here's Coach Willie Hall.
Well, you know, they do some things good offensively. You know, we got to watch some wideouts. Pretty good quarterback in situations. He runs the ball well, and the running backs run the ball well. So we need to get some early stops.
That's Coach Willie Hall, the Brackenridge Eagles. They are the favorite here tonight, but look out for Burbank. They've got some momentum. Should be a good one. We'll have the kickoff at our national anthem when we come back on Church's Chicken Thursday Night Lights. Welcome back to Thursday Night Lights. Beautiful sunset on the horizon. Burbank and Brack tonight at Alamo Stadium, closing in on our national anthem and kickoff here at the Rock Pile. Brackenridge 4-1. Burbank went 0-10 a season ago. But as we said, they are coming off that big win against Memorial last week, and they've got a little bit of momentum, Chuck, and they've got a lot of confidence coming into tonight's game.
Yeah, it's been a little bit of a tough season for Burbank, but Don, we talked about how young this squad is and how, you know, they're basically going to grow up before our very eyes in the next few years, but these guys will compete and they'll fight you each and every week. Just ask Memorial. I mean, this was the same Memorial team, Don, that earlier this year against Brack rolled up almost 500 yards of total offense. Well, last week against Burbank held them to only 7 points. So this team is feisty. They'll get after you. And again, you know, they were so excited to bust that 0-10 that they had last year and the 0-7 start to the season. So, you know, I was talking to a couple of the coaches before the game, and, you know, they said, man, it was great this week. I mean, the practices were great on Saturday. You know, the tempo was awesome. The girls looked better. The food tasted better. I mean, everybody was super excited to get that first win. And, you know, Brack, they've got a lot to play for, Dom. They're right there in the thick of this 28 5A race. And Willie Hall made no bones about it. He knows that this Burbank team, as young as it is dangerous. And if Brack gets caught looking ahead, they may find themselves in a football game tonight.
Absolutely. Brack has their sights set on a district championship, which is in reach. All they have to do is continue to keep on winning. And Burbank, as you said, had a 1-7 start. Really trying to just get on track, but that's very likely and possible, the fact that there are a lot of sophomores and they grow up quickly. They could grow up from Friday night to Friday night. So you never know what you're going to get.
And I also like to, you know, these two schools, this is a huge rivalry. The coaching staff knows each other. Coach Mark Perez spent 8 years with Willie Hall, says he owes him a lot in terms of, you know, the coach that he helped create. And then Coach Perez took a couple of the guys off his staff, brought him over to Burbank. So these two guys know each other. They know their tendencies. And yet, even though Coach Perez was telling us before the game, I know just about everything that Willie's going to do tonight, but I know he's going to have some tricks up his sleeve too.
That's the man right there, Willie Hall. Hey, it's time to turn it over to our PA announcer, Bill Evans.
The colors this evening will be presented by the Brackenridge High School Junior ROTC Color Guard. The American flag bearer and commander of the Color Guard is Cadet Major Betsua Vera. The Texas flag bearer is Cadet Captain Andres Chavez. The guards are Cadet Captain Rosa Cornejo Juarez and Cadet Captain Richard Rodriguez. At this time, we ask that you please rise, remove your caps, and honor America, as the national anthem will be sung by Brackenridge Junior Miss Maithiana Terry.
Bright
nice job by the Brackenridge student there. So we take a look at last year's meeting between Brack and Burbank. It was the Eagles winning that one 33-13. Of course, Burbank went 0-10 last year, so they're hoping to be much improved here tonight as Mark Perez goes against his mentor, Willie Hall. Willie Hall is longtime San Antonio high school coaching legend, and he's got another good squad here this year.
Yeah, they're young too. Make no mistake about it. I mean, Willie told me earlier this week that, you know, he looked at this group now that's now seniors, and he said when they were freshmen, he thought honestly that this might be the worst group of freshmen he ever had. He said he couldn't be more wrong. The coaches have done a nice job with these kids. The kids have done a really good job improving themselves. And once again, they're young in some spots, but you know, here we are, Willie Hall, and finding himself in the thick of another district race. Where have we heard that story before?
Taking a look at tonight's officials, Gerald Green is our head referee. He's joined by the umpire, Jared Higdon. The head linesman tonight is Danny Villalobos. The line judge is Robert Bali, and the back judge is Gerald Woodruff. About ready to get it underway here at the Rock Pile legendary stadium here in San Antonio. The first half kickoff brought to you by America's Diamond. I was talking with Don Gatton, the Lanier head coach, near the scouting box here just a few minutes ago, and Don said he was originally from Pennsylvania, and he had heard about Alamo Stadium from even living in Pennsylvania, and he wanted to come here and check this place out when he first got to San Antonio. Of course, 23 years later, he's still at Lanier High School, but this legendary stadium proceeded with its reputation going all the way back to the 1920s and 30s.
And of course, Coach Gatton has a dog in the hunt tonight, so to speak. I mean, he's down here scouting because he's got Brack next, and you know, really Brack can control its own future in the district race. They've got the two guys ahead of them, Highlands and Brack. I'm sorry, Highlands and Lanier ahead of them. So, you know, there's still a lot to be decided in this district race, and it's going to be interesting to see. You know, Lanier's off to such a fantastic start to this season. This district is really bunched up, as you would expect, this late in the year, and all these games now are going to have a playoff type feel.
Well, here we go. Little short pooch kick, fair caught right at the 27-yard line, and that's where the Burbank Bulldogs will have it first. Jason Virial, their senior quarterback, leads them out here. As you can see, he's thrown for almost 500 yards, 4 touchdowns. And they've got Dylan Guzme back at running back. And they're hoping that they can use him quite a bit. He's missed some time this year, but he's the guy they'd like to see carry the ball more often than not. First down and 10 from the 27 for Jason Virial with a full backfield with him. Gabriel Falcone. Back there as he turns and hands, going for about 2 yards, is Marco Padilla. Here's our starting lineups for the Burbank Bulldogs. Big guys up front include Nick Arias and Xavier Andrade, Jose Perez, Tristan Zamora, and Gabe Hernandez. You saw the backfield as they get ready to snap it quickly here on second down and 8. Felix Hernandez, one running back, Dylan Guzme. Another, and you saw Padilla carry it on first down. Brackenridge showing blitz. Virial fires tried to, and was pressured and sacked by Rodney Johnson. Thought he got rid of it, and he kind of fooled me as the Brackenridge defense got through there. And here's a look at the Brackenridge defensive front. Sean Benavidez, Zeke Lopez, John Naranjo leading that senior group up there. Matt Rios, the team captain. In the backfield, you got William Hall. And Luis Lopez, also a team captain back there. It's number 6, junior safety. Matt Rios will make a lot of tackles for him here. We have movement on third down and 15. Virial goes deep.
Got a flag flying on the sideline. Marcus Bolden was intended receiver. Andres Torres with the coverage. Not sure if there was a pre-snap flag because of the movement or if there was some sort of hold on the defense. We'll let Gerald Green make it official.
Burbank taking an early shot downfield to try to open this thing up a little bit.
Here's Gerald Green.
Holding, defense, 10-yard penalty, automatic first down.
I've got vertigo and almost passed out there after my eardrums buzzed from Gerald Green. I thought Chuck actually lost a shoe.
I thought that was like a chest compression. That's all right. That'll get us going, man. There'll be some energy here.
Oh, boy. First down and 10 for the Bulldogs. New set of downs after that hold. Villarreal's got men on a slant through it behind him. His intended receiver was Robert Martinez. Good looking play, just didn't quite execute it.
Yeah, Don, we talked about this. I mean, you know, Villarreal's been put in a really tough spot. He was a defensive guy, and then they had an injury to Dylan Guzme, who we'll probably see tonight at some point. But, you know, they really were hurting for somebody to just kind of fill in that spot. And, you know, he's done a really admirable job for a guy that really hasn't played the position. That's typical. You know, you're young, you have some injuries, and of course it's going to reflect in how many games you can win sometimes.
Here's Villarreal, straight drop, looking deep again, fires, and he overshoots his man again. It's Robert Martinez, who he was looking for, but just airmailed that one. That'll bring up third down.
We were talking to both of these teams down on the sideline before the game, and boy, there's a lot of excitement for both squads playing on Church's TNL tonight. I mean, what a nice thing to have this point in the season, a big ball game, and everybody gets to see it under the lights.
Mark Pettis said we would see Dylan Guzme. You saw him there on the sidelines. Haven't seen him yet as Villarreal lines up on third down and 10. Pressure. Gets out of it as a man, and almost a one-handed catch by Martinez, who did a great job to try to snag that ball. But good coverage by William Hall.
Yeah, Jason doing a really nice job back there, you know, stayed tall in the pocket, and then when the pressure started to come, broke outside, made a really nice throw, and almost was able to complete the play and pick up the sticks.
Billy Sanchez to punt it away. Fred Jones back to receive it. Jones, the starting running back. He's dangerous. And we may have a delay of game for a substitution infraction. Here's Gerald Green.
Illegal substitute. Offense. 5-yard penalty, fourth down.
And so they'll back him up, and that'll give Brackenridge maybe a little better field position as Fred Jones stands at about his own 45.
Not an easy place to punt the ball tonight with the wind blowing about 15 miles an hour right into his face.
Yeah, those flags will kick up from time to time. Good wind in his face right now. High snap. Blocked. Brackenridge is going to score. Off the block punt. It's Vincent Gonzalez. Touchdown, Eagles.
Oh, we talked about special teams tonight, Don, that something probably was going to happen. I know Brack was thinking that they were hoping it would be them, but instead, we got an early touchdown for Brack. Let's see what happened. As you said, it was a high snap.
Yep, that's exactly right. Gonzalez blocked it, and then it was scooped up by Ryan Ozuna, who just walked in.
So a huge early play for the Eagles.
Special teams, one of the three phases that coaches always talk about. And the special teams strike first for the Brackenridge Eagles. They lead it 7-0. We're coming back on Church's Chicken Thursday Night Lights. We're back at Alamo Stadium where the Brackenridge Eagles fired up about their first score of the night. That man, Ryan Ozuna, a 5'8", 170-pound senior, was right man at the right place at the right time as he scooped up the blocked punt and walked on in for a touchdown.
We talked about sometimes, you get in a game like this and you have really this stiff breeze, and if you're Burbank, it's going to be tough to throw into it, and then it's going to be tough to punt into it as well. Man, you cannot hang your punter out to dry like that. High snap and gave Brack a lot of guys a chance to get back there and do something about it.
All right, here's Covarrubias at the 5. He's got speed, but he takes a lick right at the 15-yard line. Luis Lopez came up and drilled him as we go down to the sidelines. And Mike Hernandez. Mike.
Hey, how's it going, guys? I'm joined by Victoria Vela from Church's Chicken. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Hey, you guys have a deal going on with Via that's pretty cool. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so we sponsored with Via San Antonio. We're doing a weekly prize giveaway on Facebook. You can enter for a chance to win each week either a family fun pack or meals.
All right, now this goes on from now till when?
It goes on from now until December 14th, and we're giving away prizes every Wednesday.
Like, what's this week's prize?
So this week's prize is a family fun pack to SeaWorld.
To SeaWorld, cool. Yes. And do you have to buy anything or?
No purchase necessary. You can follow Church's Chicken on Facebook or enter at churchesgiveaway.com.
All right, did you bring some chicken?
I did, it's in the back.
Okay. All right, thanks, Victoria. We'll see you next week. Back to you guys.
All right, thanks, Mike. Sounds like a good deal as Guzmay's back in there for the first time.
And you can see they're kind of easing him into this game. I mean, right now, he's split as one of the running backs.
Yeah, Coach Peters told us before the game that because Villarreal's so comfortable playing the quarterback spot, they were just going to ease him in there at running back and maybe use him as a running back tonight. Of course, he's listed as the backup quarterback as well. Zone read to nobody. Brackenridge sniffs it out and loss on the play. Sam Benavidez in there to make the tackle.
Yeah, and they look like there was mass confusion on the offensive line. They're starting 3 sophomores up there, but there's no way you want to have 3 or 4 Brackenridge Eagles in your backfield when you're over there trying to do a run-pass option.
Villarreal's lucky that ball didn't come loose. They almost caused another sack fumble there. 3rd down and 14 for Jason Villarreal. Got trips right. Got some room. Jason Villarreal's off to the races. The 1st down and more. Going to be tackled right at about the 43-yard line, but not after a huge gain for a 1st down. Nice misdirection, sent everybody to the right side and comes back left.
Huge play for Burbank. Obviously, they needed this. I mean, you give up the early special teams touchdown. It's 3rd and forever. Nothing is going your way until that play right there. Excellent play call, and now Burbank gets a little breathing room in which to operate the offense.
32 yards for a Braceland 1st down. Gabriel Falcone in the backfield with Villarreal. He stays the block. Villarreal takes a shot as he hangs that one up in the air. Is it picked off?
Sure looked like
or
it.
Caught.
You get it?
I think he waited. The official signaled incomplete, but 2 guys thought they had it for a while. Good defense by Andres Torres. I thought he was the first man to the ball, but Marcus Bolden did a good job of, I guess, going from offense to defense and breaking it up.
Villarreal standing tall in the pocket. Look at that. Took a wicked shot after he delivered the ball. And again, tough to throw back into this win tonight. And boy, you cannot say enough about the job that Roger Mendoza did there, number 22, the wide receiver, turning himself into a DB and at the last second, wresting that ball away.
Villarreal hands. Loss on the play.
You could tell right now, early in this football game, that the Brackenridge Eagles, Don, are keying on the running back on that run-pass option stuff. I mean, that's 2 straight plays now where they are not biting on the quarterback at all. And Other than the one big run play, it's been really hard for Burbank to get this thing going. This is a strange formation, huh?
6 wide. 3 to one side and 3 to the other with 3 down linemen.
Get rid of it quick.
This is old 6-man football right here. And Brackenridge snuffs it out there on 3rd and 12. Tried to get one-on-one with the linebacker, and Zeke Lopez said, nope, you're not going anywhere. Take a look at the UIW Smile Cam. You can get a degree of difference at the University of the Incarnate Word. Eagles all smiles right now. They lead at 7-0, and they're getting the football back as Fred Jones drops back to about his 25-yard line. Remember, Burbank had all kinds of troubles on their first punt. The first snap hung up in the air longer than most punt hang times. So we'll see if they improve that here. Another high snap. Kick is away, and Jones is telling his teammates to get away from it. They'll let it die at about the 33-yard line, and that's where we'll see the Brackenridge offense for the first time tonight after a 25-yard punt. Willie Hall's team leads at 7-0. We're coming right back on Church's Chicken Thursday Night Lights. Welcome back, everybody, to Alamo Stadium. Brackenridge leads at 7-0, and they've done so here with 6:02, and this is the first time we're going to see their offense take the field as quarterback Vince Gonzalez runs the squad out there. As you can see, he's thrown for 725 yards on the season. But they like to run the football with Fred Jones. He's their tailback, number 22, to keep your eye on. Eaton is a favorite receiver as Gonzalez runs around and has Eaton, and he just went through his hands wide open, and a nice play by Gonzalez to extend the play and find him, but he just couldn't quite bring it in. Here's a starting lineup. Got some good ones up there. Ozuna, the team captain. Naranjo, number 72, was second team all-district last year. He's also a captain on this squad. And when you look at the receivers, number 11, Justin Eaton, is playing in our San Antonio All-Star game, and he leads them with 6 touchdowns. Here's Jones. You can see his quickness and how he hits the hole. Boy, is he quick. He's got the first down and more. Fred Jones has run for almost 800 yards and 6 touchdowns. They threw it to him out of the backfield as well. That was a 12-yard gain. As you look at the Burbank defense, they're led by 3 linebackers that are all their team captains. That includes Robert Vallejo, number 34, Gabriel Falcone, who is the linebacker playing running back tonight. No stats from him carrying the football all season long. Run wide. That's Edison Ortiz, and he has tripped up. Otherwise, he would have scored. He was well on his way, but a nice shoestring tackle there right at about the 35 rather.
Oh, let's take a look at this one. Just a quick pitch, and then really good blocking on the outside there. My goodness. I mean, that's about as good as it gets up there from the big fellas out front, especially on the left side. Roel Jaramillo and John Naranjo over there. Of course, Naranjo was a second-team all-district performer last year, so lots of big beef over there on the left side, and you can see why Brack likes to roll that way.
It's a Braceland first down for the Brackenridge Eagles at the 30-yard line. Here's Jones on a little counter play. Jones has one man to beat, does. Another man, what a cutback. Touchdown, Fred Jones. What vision.
Yeah, you get a little chance to see it all working right there for Fred Jones. A 1,000-yard performer a season ago, closing in on 1 this season, and strong legs, runs the ball well. You know, probably one of the more unheralded backs in the entire city, but man, that was a really shifty cutback. And then there's another one capping off the run and goes into the end zone standing up.
Here's the extra point. It is up, and it's good. Brackenridge 14, Burbank nothing. Fred Jones with a very impressive run. We're back. Church's Chicken Thursday Night Lights after this. Fred Jones, the man of the minute, as Brackenridge leads it 14-0. 67 yards, 30 of them coming on that run. And I was telling Chuck during the commercial break, I don't know if it's because he's wearing number 22 or what, but that run right there with those 2 cutbacks, shades of Judson legend Gerard Douglas back in the early 90s. With that shifty hips, going sideways, setting up the defender only to cut back on him. And he had 2 nice moves on that run.
Well, Fred's uniform fits him a little better than I think Gerard's fit him back in the day.
Gerard always undersized, even when he was setting records at Baylor. Great kid, legend, led Judson to back-to-back state championships. I think they beat Plano 56-0, something like that in a state championship game. Burbank fighting forward is James Vallejo. Nice little run back. They'll have good field position as we head down to the sidelines. And Mike Hernandez. Mike?
All right, and I'm joined by Hector Trevino, the band director for Burbank. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well, thank you.
All right, so again, tonight you guys have a halftime presentation, and you were telling me something called The Labyrinth?
Labyrinth, yeah, that's our show for this year. It's about this maze, and inside this maze there is this creature in the middle of it, and so the band is trying to get through the maze, and you'll see it in the show, the formations, all of the half circles and the intricate formations in there. And then towards the middle of the show they get to the maze, they kill the creature, and then they continue to look for the exit of the maze until they're finally out of it. So it's a really cool show, really cool music, and the band is just doing great and performing it great.
You've been doing this for 5 years, you say?
Yeah, this is my 5th year band directing, my first year here at Burbank High School, and I'm excited to be here. These kids are amazing kids. They work really hard, and I'm just impressed by the work ethic of these students.
Well, you keep up the good work, and we look forward to seeing the show.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
All right.
That sounds like the coolest halftime show we're going to have all season. There's actual death involved. They're gonna kill a creature. That's pretty cool. 2nd down and 11 as Villarreal rolls to his right, fires for the sidelines and just airmailed it. All seriousness, we love the job that these band directors do. You can tell they're passionate, just like the football coaches are, and we enjoy bringing you the halftime shows and the performances from all the bands, and you'll get to see them both here again tonight.
Yeah, and we really like the job that the Brackenridge defensive front 4 is doing right now in this football game. Benavides, Lopez, Naranjo, and Rios, the team captain. Coach Hall was telling us he really felt like this was a group that surprised him the most, that they've come together quicker than he thought they might.
3rd down conversion time for Burbank. They're 1 of 3 on the day. Blitz coming. Villarreal gets it off, looking for Hernandez, and again he overthrew him, and I don't know if he's having trouble with that wind, which is in his face. He's trying to overcompensate for the wind, but he's been long on just about all his throws tonight.
Yeah, but it's tough too, Don. When you're getting pressure like Ruben Perez just did right up the middle, and there's a guy right in your face. I mean, there's only so much you can do. At that point, you just got to get rid of it, and darn near made the completion at the other end. But man, it's awfully tough playing that spot if the pressure is coming from up the middle.
Yeah, great job by the Brackenridge front 4 as another potential block. That one got away. Just got that one away, and Brack will have great field position. Luis Lopez almost got to that football and may have nicked it. A 12-yard punt into that wind.
Yeah, they're going to have to start holding a couple guys back because, again, the pressure is coming straight up the middle. I mean, you're not even giving yourself a chance to get rid of the football there on the punt or on some of these pass plays. So you may have to start holding some guys back and help with the protections, because I'll tell you what, those guys up front for Brack are really doing the job early.
Here comes the Eagles. Gonzalez with pressure of his own. Fires, it's caught. Nice little gain there. Chris Lopez on the catch.
Well, we've only seen Vince Gonzalez now for 2 series, and I can already tell you I like what I see. I mean, his pocket awareness is right off the chart. I mean, right there, he just floated and drifted away from the pressure and moving to his left, which is hard to do for a right-handed guy. Delivers a strike, and he does a really nice job, Vince has, at moving the ball around and not just looking at 11 the whole time. I mean, a lot of these Brack guys have had good numbers this year, and right now they're riding the hot hand of Vince Gonzalez.
2nd and 2. Gonzalez throws the quick slant. Good coverage there. Number 11, Steven Martinez, was the intended receiver. Coverage there by Oscar Vega, number 11, who was all over him.
And we talked about Vince Gonzalez. He was the backup quarterback last year, and when the starting quarterback got hurt this year, he came in and won a couple of ball games. So, not unlike what's going on with the Cowboys with Dak Prescott and Tony Romo. I mean, Coach Willie's riding the hot hand right now, and so far Vince Gonzalez has been up for the challenge.
Keep your eye on the man at the bottom of your screen. That's Eaton. Instead, they hand inside, and being pushed back is Fred Jones. Great job by big Juan Reyes up front.
Yeah, and a cast of thousands right there. Juan finished off the play, but look at all the Burbank guys converge on the football right there. Outstanding pursuit. Gabriel Falcone, you could see why they like him and named him a team captain. He was one of the guys that helped snuff that out and blow it up.
Juan Padilla there as well. As Brackenridge will now punt it away on 4th down. And remember, they've got the win, a huge win behind them, so their job's going to try to keep it in the stadium. A little knuckler towards the corner. It's going to go into the end zone, and it'll be a touchback, and that's where Burbank will have it with 2:12 left. Hey, I want to remind you to stay tuned after TNL tonight. We've got good programming coming up for you on the CW35 as always. Tonight, DC's Legends of Tomorrow, and then the Supernatural. That's all coming up on the CW35 tonight following Church's Chicken Thursday Night Lights. 2:12 to play here in the first quarter. Mark Perez's team is down 14-0, but Jason Virial is trying to get untracked. He can't wait for that 2:12 to expire so he can face the other way and throw this football. The wind is a factor here tonight. He's got 5 wide, empty backfield. Martinez comes in motion. He's running option with Martinez and keeps. Nice pickup all the way down for a first down to the 34-yard line. And the Burbank offensive coordinators have done a good job a couple of times tonight freeing up their quarterback to run.
Yeah, and I think their coaches also recognize what we've already seen up here is that there's no doubt that Brack is keying on the running back on those plays, at least early on. And if there's some gains to be made running the football, it's quite possibly just letting Jason Villarreal keep his hands on the football.
First down and 10, a Braceland first down for the Burbank Bulldogs. Again, they run option. And again, Villarreal with a nice gain. Rodney Johnson runs him down. But there's a flag on the near side. I thought I saw one fly and I couldn't find it, but it was kind of in the shadows here. It's going to be a false start against Burbank.
Illegal formation, offense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Or illegal formation.
Now you see what Coach Perez is trying to do, shorten this game a little bit, and yeah, you're right. I mean, the quicker you can run the end of this quarter out, get the wind at your back, you'll probably have a little bit more success throwing the football with the wind at your back as opposed to trying to turn the wind around with it blowing stiff in your face.
5 wide, man in motion. Again is Martinez. Villarreal trying to get out of trouble. Had Martinez on the near side, decided he was going to run it. He's had some success, but not on this play. Good job by the Brackenridge defense. Rodney Johnson read it perfectly.
We talked about Jason having to play this position because of the injuries that they've had, and you're right. I mean, you would have just gone to his check down guy, Robert Martinez. There was a good chance they would have been able to pick up some substantial yards over here on the left side because everybody on Brack had started vacating and going towards the ball over on the other side of the field.
That's going to set up second down and 18. Play clock inside of 4. Gets it off, facing pressure again, throwing down the far right side and incomplete. He had one-on-one coverage out there, and he's trying to get his receiver to go up and make a play on the ball, but again, he just threw it a little high.
Now this time, they did keep some guys back, and wow, that was a heck of a block there, a little pancake special. One of the guys that was in there throwing some blocks, I didn't see who was in the backfield along there with Jason, but you know, again, sometimes it's baby steps. You're trying to learn this position on the fly. It can be very, very difficult.
Third down.
Had a chop block that they declined the penalty on. So they're going to keep it at 3rd and 18 instead of 2nd and more. I'd rather just keep the downs here. Does Willie Hall. Seen a lot of chop block calls this season, more so than ever.
Yeah, they really tighten that rule up on every level of the game.
Guriel, back to pass, in trouble, sacked. Another great job by that Brackenridge defensive front. Rodney Johnson getting the job done.
Rodney's a big kid too, look at him, 33. It's a really well-coached defense for Brack, really showing up tonight early in this football game and putting some heat on the quarterback. And then on the back end, their DBs are doing a wonderful job, not really giving Jason Villarreal a lot of places to throw the football tonight so far.
All right, that's going to do it for the first quarter. Willie Hall's guys in control right now, 14-0, and the Eagles will get the ball back. Burbank really glad to switch ends of the field, but they'll be punting it away with the wind at their back when we come back to Alamo Stadium. Welcome back. Brack leads Burbank 14-0. Time to take a look at our first quarter highlights, and it's been all Brack early in the football game. In fact, right off the bat, there's that block kick. Vince Gonzalez blocked it. Ryan Ozuna returns it for the 15-yard score. 7-0 at that point, and then Fred Jones showing off his speed and his shiftiness. Really good run with 2 cutbacks to give Brack a 14-0 lead, and they're dominating on the stat sheet as well as the highlights. As Chuck, you look right now, no turnovers. They really haven't had to have long drives. It's just been all Brack.
Well, you know, literally when you have a blocked punt, I mean, that pretty much serves as a turnover, and that really, really put Burbank in a tough hole to start this game. When we talked about the win, and then you back them up on top of it, and Brackenridge taking advantage of not only the win, but when they've gotten the football, they've scored.
Another tough snap to handle. Fred Jones going to let it bounce right at midfield. It's going to be another really short punt. And the Burbank special teams having all kinds of troubles just getting the football back to the punter. 28 yards on the punt, and here comes Willie Hall's offense. And Fred Jones with another chance to run the football. And Vince Gonzalez has been very solid tonight at QB.
Yeah, you know, Burbank's going to hang its hat with all of these young guys basically on its defense. I mean, they were really, really spectacular last week against Memorial, holding them to only 7 points. And, you know, honestly, they've done a pretty good job tonight, forcing 1 punt already in the first quarter.
A quick slant over there to the right side. It's caught by Justin Eaton. We told you about him in the pregame. He's the guy they love to go to. Robert Vallejo with the coverage.
Yeah, I mean, again, we talk about this kid's size and his speed. He's got really good hands, and man, I'll tell you, Willie was cracking me up. He said, I'm telling you, if I was a quarterback, and we talked about how well they've done this year spreading the ball around, but Willie said, if I was a quarterback, I would never take my eyes off number 11.
Burbank sniffing this one out as they pitch it to Edson Ortiz, and fooled nobody, especially number 5, Gabriel Falcone, the team captain, playing running back and linebacker tonight.
Yeah, look at him. He thought he was going to go try to get a little chip right there. Instead, sees it, goes right for the ball carrier, and brings his man down for a loss. Good vision on the play and making something happen for his team and backing up Brack here on 2nd and long.
2nd and 14 for Vince Gonzalez. Got an I formation behind him. Fullback and Jones. There's the hand of Jones. Jones going off tackle. Jones cutting it back. Still on his feet. Breaking another tackle at the 30 and finally down at about the 28. Fred Jones.
Boy, no hesitation whatsoever when he got this football. Some backs like to wait and see what's going to happen. Look at how quickly he picks up where the hole's going to go. And I really like his center of gravity, Don. I mean, there's just not a lot of wasted movement in his running. I mean, he sees it, he hits it, he gets it and go.
He's lined up as a receiver in this formation. Vince, straight drop, one-on-one. I believe that's Eaton out there. He's got it. Touchdown, Brack. Great throw by Vince Gonzalez. Great route by Justin Eaton.
Well, you can't do it much better than Vince Gonzalez did right there. Dropping back, we talked about the wind being a factor, not there. Vince showing off his arm, and you know, sometimes you do have to turn the wind around. 3-step drop, ball's away, and right on the button. Get a look at the hands of Justin Eaton among everything else that kid's got going for him.
That kick is up, and it is good, and it is 21-0. Brackenridge Eagles taking command here early in the second quarter at Alamo Stadium. Welcome back to the Rock Pile. Justin Eaton celebrating his latest touchdown, only a 4-play, 54-yard drive, a 28-yard score. Took a minute 37 off the clock, and nice, really nice throw by Vince Gonzalez.
Again, Don, they've done a marvelous job all year long with Martinez, Hernandez, and Eaton getting the ball outside. All those guys have scored this year, and you know, obviously Eaton creates mismatches with his speed and his height, but it's hard for a defense to key on just one guy because of the ability for the other guys to get open as well.
All right, so Brack will kick it away, and it's taken right there at the 25-yard line by Roger Mendoza, and he's upended right there as we go down to the sidelines, and Mike Hernandez. Mike?
All right, and I'm joined by Alfonso Alvarado. He's the band director for the Brackenridge Eagles. How are you, sir?
I'm doing wonderful, blessed.
So you have about 140 kids, you said, and they're great, huh?
Yes, they've been working really hard this past fall. Band program staying really steady. We're doing a lot of attracting with our community, and the kids love what they do. And so every year we just try to do the best that we can with the numbers that we have. So.
And this weekend is a big competition, UIL competition, right?
Absolutely. We perform at Judson High School at 12:45. We invite our community and family and friends to come support the Eagle Band as they go and strive for a first division on Saturday.
Well, good luck on that, okay?
Oh,
and good luck for the rest of the year.
Thank you.
Thank you for what you do.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mike. Burbank would love to get something going here offensively as they keep the football, and not getting much is Jason Villarreal. Another good job by Matthew Rios, senior up there to make the tackle. Set up second down and 10. Villarreal got back to the line of scrimmage.
And now Guzme's back in at quarterback, so they're trying to mix this thing up a little bit. And you know, they tried not to rush him back because of injury and slowly easing him back, but it's tough when you're young like this Burbank ball club is, and then you get some injuries at the quarterback position. I mean, that's a lot to overcome sometimes.
Saw Guzme a lot last year as a sophomore. He's a junior now, but as you said, he's had some troubles injury-wise. Ball's on the loose, but he was down. They mark it short of a 38. Rodney Johnson make the tackle, but Guzme is real impressive last year. We enjoyed watching him as a sophomore, and he's back in there running the show now.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he's the kind of young man that likes to run it a little more than he throws it. Just 6 passing attempts on the season because of injury, but you know, he can be very, very effective. He's just, you know, had a hard time staying out there. I mean, it's tough sometimes.
3rd and 1. There's going to be a loss on the play here as he handed it to Marco Padilla. And that was going nowhere. Sean Benavides, number 12, and his teammate helping him out there. Omari Matthews in the ball game. Benavidez has made 4 tackles tonight, been all over the place, and as it sets up 4th down, and Fred Jones will stand back at his about 40-yard line, and Burbank will try to correct some of their special teams issues. That one almost blocked again. Jones will let it hop right there at the 35. And Chuck, they're just not getting the ball back quick enough to their punter, and they may have another one blocked if they don't get that fixed.
Well, you know, the one thing about that, Don, was at least the pressure came from the outside that time, and you see how much harder it is to block when that happens.
Brack in control, 21-zip. They've got the football when we come back. And welcome back. I'm joined by a couple of guys that you met a couple of weeks ago. Were you here guys here last week?
I was.
I'm sorry, I was on a cruise last week. I'm just saying, no. This is Mark Wiedemann, and he's the general manager for Protection One Security Solutions. And the sales manager is Izzy Villalobos. How are you guys doing?
Good.
Appreciate you being our presenting sponsor. Why do you get involved?
You know, it's just part of our culture to be involved in the community and be out and supporting the teams out here tonight. It's a great night to be out watching football.
It is. It's just great football weather.
Oh, yeah.
And holiday season, unfortunately, Izzy, means you need to start thinking more about security.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, one of the things you want to do is button up the security plan, make sure you get all the right things done. Protection1.com has got a lot of safety tips, a lot of security tips you can find, and just make sure you get everything tightened up.
Yeah. It's unfortunately, that's the way it's got to be this time of year. All right. Well, thank you, guys.
Thanks,
appreciate
Mike.
it. Good
Thanks,
seeing
Mike.
y'all again. Back to you guys. All right, thanks a lot, Mike. Here's Fred Jones again. Fred Jones making guys miss, still on his feet. I'll tell you what, having quickness and speed is one thing. Making guys miss is another, but another thing that he does is he gets out of trouble. When there's contact, he breaks tackles.
Well, Don, we do these games each and every week, and there's always kids on the field that you can look at and say, wow, does this guy stand out or what? I mean, there's just another level to his ability to run the football, and you could just see it show up each and every play, and look out again.
Look out, Jones. Nice tackle that time, right at the first down marker by Carlos Covarrubias, but not before Jones sprints out for a 10-yard gain.
Yeah, Covarrubias is one heck of a ball player, Don. I mean, all district is a sophomore. Just a great, great player. Plays on defense, shuts down guys bigger than he is. And as we said, you know, when it's all said and done, if he stays healthy, this kid's going to have 20 games under his belt going into his senior season. I mean, just ridiculous. The kid's really a nice player.
First down and 10 for the Eagles, and it's more Fred Jones bottled up that time. Is good job by the Burbank defense. First guy in there was Villarreal. Playing both ways tonight. Devin Cardenas making the tackle. Got a couple of real studs for Burbank going both ways, playing quarterback and running back, and also linebackers. And Villarreal and Gabriel Falcone.
Robert Vallejo also in on the play, and he's an interesting story too that we hope to bring you during the course of this ball game, number 34.
All right, 2nd and 12. We'll play action to Jones. Gonzalez looking for a man and decides to just throw it away, and that's a pretty wise play.
Yeah, you gotta like his poise back there in the pocket. I mean, he sees things very well. He feels pressure without swiveling his head all over the place. Really good floating away from things, and really a great feel for the spot so far in just the short time that we've got a chance to see him here through 1.5 quarters.
See if he converts here. Something tells me he'll be looking at number 11, 3rd and 12. Eaton is soloed up at the top of your screen. Instead he goes to Jones. That's not a bad call either. Jones trying to make guys miss. Look at that move. Fred Jones out of bounds near the 30, but oh my goodness, did he freeze the defender with a little juke step. Wow.
You know, I'm thinking this is like the torture chamber. If you get caught on the edge and you've got to square this guy up one-on-one, look at that. He just picked up 10 yards in a blink of an eye.
It was so fast you could not see it with the naked eye.
Just a lot of junk in his game. You gotta love it. And it's subtle too.
Gonzalez throwing it out in the flat, incomplete. Jonathan Lucas, the intended receiver. Maybe we can cue that up one more time and see it was at the beginning of the run, right after he got the football. Before he made contact is when Jones made that juke step. Just an amazing play.
And you got everybody pulling one side, you go back the other way, and then it was a nice move. It looked like you may have gotten a little help there from the backside, but only illegal if they call it.
Fred Jones, 85 yards rushing on 8 carries. Gonzalez this time hands to his fullback and grinding to the 25 as Ortiz across down to the 20-yard line. Robert Vallejo on the tackle. 5:47 and ticking here in the second quarter. All Brackenridge in the first half, and they're on the move again. They're going to be short of a first down. It'll be 3rd and 1. Running in some fresh bodies are the Eagles.
You can see this Burbank defensive line. I mean, these guys, the whole unit has been out here a lot in this first half. Trying to see if they can muster something up here on 3rd and short.
1 for 2. And whistles blowing everywhere as we're going to have a delay of game, I believe.
Delay of game, offense, 5-yard penalty.
So we go from 3rd and less than 1 to about 3rd and 5, and boy, Willie Hall's not going to like that. But then again, he does have Justin Eaton one-on-one at the top of your screen with the defender. I'm sure that's a matchup they'll take if they like it. Instead, Gonzalez going to the other side. He's got a man. It's knocked away. Good coverage. Steven Martinez was the intended receiver, but Oscar Vega was all over that one. Smart enough not to get in the way or have any kind of pass interference. Waited for the ball to come and then batted it away at the last minute. Nice play.
Yeah, it was. And I mean, you know, Oscar's just a junior, and we talked about the youth of this defense and this whole squad overall, but Coach Perez was telling us, man, we've got some small DBs, but each one of these guys plays a lot taller than they really are. And I mean, they really stood up last week. You know, Memorial's got a really good offense in terms of moving the football, and they've got a tall wide receiver too, and these kids did a really nice job last week.
4th and 5, they pitch to Jones. He's not going to get there. Good stop by the Burbank defense on 4th and 5. Robert Vallejo and Patrick Valdez both there, and Eagles coming up short. Good stop by the Burbank D. Hey, coming up, it's Sarita's halftime show brought to you by Sarita's Mexican Restaurant. We're going to see the Labyrinth from Burbank, and also the competition show from Brack Band. I wanted to also introduce you to our Vulcan Materials Company Scholar Athlete of the Week, so don't go anywhere. I'm especially looking forward to the Labyrinth, the maze, and the killing of a creature at the half. 4 wides with the wind at his back for Jason Virial and the Burbank Bulldogs. Try running it and going nowhere, and the big guys up front for Brackenridge snuffed that one out. Big number 94, Ruben Perez, was right all over it.
You know, again, Don, Coach Hall was telling us that the 4 defensive linemen playing well together, and they've had to play well together, but he did not anticipate that group picking everything up as quickly as they did. And, you know, he really said he thought they came together in the Somerset game, surprised some people because everybody knows how good Somerset is. And Brack only lost 20-19, and remember, they missed 2 extra points in that game.
Virial all day to throw, has a man down there, and he's got it. Caught down to the 40, Roger Mendoza, the tight end. Nice throw. Virial has been under pressure all night long. He took another shot, but Burbank wants to go quickly with 4 minutes to go. Good coverage by Isaac Anaya, but just a better play by the Burbank offense.
Yeah, Villarreal and Guzme actually swapping positions there from play to play, and that was really a nice strike by Jason downfield. can promise you he'd rather be throwing with that wind at his back. I know I would.
No question. 32 yards there. First down and 10. Inside handoff. Breaking a tackle. Marco Padilla all the way down to the 30. Luis Lopez with the tackle, but nice run by Padilla.
Yeah, Padilla hasn't gotten many touches this year. Felix Hernandez has been their guy, but Felix is playing tonight, but he's got a little bit of a low ankle sprain, and so he's kind of been slowed, but boy, that's a really nice run by Padilla. There was some contact there at the line of scrimmage, and he just simply busted through it and picked up a really nice gain.
It's a prompt to immediate care first down. Villarreal throws it in the fat. It's picked off. Rumbling down the sideline, Rodney Johnson, one man to beat. He's pushed out at the 3, but Rodney Johnson with a defensive play.
Brackenridge smelled this one from stem to stern. You know, they were trying to set him up and deke him on the left side, but look at, even on the left side, they knew the screen was coming, and 33. This is why you watch film, people. I mean, these guys saw this all the way. What an outstanding play by the entire Brack defense on that play. Obviously, though, 33 didn't miss his chance. Rodney Johnson, linebacker slash running back. What a highlight play that is for your senior season, huh?
He's just mad he didn't score. But what a 61-yard return as Vince Gonzalez keeps down to the 1. Almost a pick 6. And with 2:30 to play, Brack already up 21-0, knocking on the door again as we're inside the Vantage College red zone.
Yeah, and a tough break for Burbank. I mean, here they are. They finally get something going on offense. It looks like they're going to, you know, maybe go down and get some points, feel good about themselves going into halftime, and bam, just like that, it's going the other way. Now they got to stand up again on D.
Fred Jones, touchdown. Touchdown, Brackenridge Eagles. Fred Jones from a yard out, and just like that, it's 27-0 with a chance to make it 28.
You know, Brackenridge taking advantage of all of their opportunities tonight. You know, good job by Burbank getting guys in the right spots. Just, it's going to take more than ankle tackling to get number 22 on the ground. I mean, obviously, he's looking like the best player on the field tonight.
Shift as they look like they're going to go for 2 now with Gonzalez in that formation, and we got whistles, and as is the case usually when you try to run this, somebody didn't line up right.
Ball start. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Retry to try.
All right, so they're backing up to about the 8-yard line, and Willie Hall's still going to go for 2 here.
Yeah, you know, the wind isn't blowing quite as briskly as it was at the kick, but it's still blowing pretty well. But I guess now he is going to try the kick. I was wondering if that's why they weren't going for 2.
Christopher Rodriguez's kick is up, and it is good, and it is 28-0 Brackenridge. The defense coming through in the form of Rodney Johnson, the senior linebacker, with a near pick 6, just read the eyes of Jason Villarreal and took it back 61 yards. Fred Jones did the rest, and here we are.
You know, Don, they've got a really big game, does Brack, coming up next week against Lanier. I mean, a lot of playoff implications, seeding, everything. I mean, you want to win district title if you can, obviously, and I was kind of concerned that maybe Brack would be looking ahead, and boy, there has been none of that. You know, they get the big block punt early, and it has been Katie bar the door so far in the first half. Their defense has played well. They've only had to punt the ball once on offense. They're running the ball with Fred Jones seemingly at will, and this has been, you know, a near perfect performance so far by the Eagles in these first 2 quarters of this football game.
Yeah, big game straight ahead with Don Gatton's crew in Lanier. That will likely decide a district championship. Of course, these days with 4 teams going for most districts, and you got to usually get to week 10 and sort out multiple tiebreakers to figure out who's 1, 2, or 3. As the kick will be a short one, taken right at about the 18-yard line by Roger Mendoza. Trying to get to the other corner. He's got speed. Mendoza driven out of bounds. Great kick return. Louis Lopez knocked him out just shy of the 50 as we go down to Mike Hernandez.
All right, and it's almost time for that San Antonio Sports All-Star game, getting close. Riley Walker joining me to talk a little bit about that and some other things that you guys got going on.
Absolutely. Well, we're only a couple months out. Tickets are on sale now. You can get your tickets by going to Ticketmaster.com to see the best of the best play, not only in the nation, but in our local city as well.
Yeah, we should tell people that you're actually going to get 2 for the price of 1. You get to see the All-American Bowl, and then you get to see the high school, the one from local talent. And it's great. Those are 2 back-to-back games. It's wonderful.
Yeah, what better way to finish off your football season in January? You know, January 7th is when we'll get to see these athletes play, and couldn't be more excited.
Now, as far as what's going on, you have some other things happening with the cheer as well, right?
That's right. So Cheer Challenge voting has just opened up this week. You have the opportunity to see some of your best cheer squads cheer in either game. So voting has begun now. You can vote online by going to sanantoniosports.org/all-star game.
All right. Well, looking forward to the game and looking forward to get to see who actually wins that cheer challenge. This is always pretty interesting.
Oh, yeah. I'm excited as well.
A lot of folks get involved. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it, buddy.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Mike. That's right. You can vote for your cheer squad now. We'll be there broadcasting both games. NBC will have the Army All-American Bowl on News 4, and then Chuck and I will have the call along with Mike on the CW35. We got another turnover or just a loss?
No, it's
a turnover.
It's going the other way.
Brackenridge football. John Naranjo. You just take it away from the running back.
Yeah, I mean, there was a problem with the exchange, and then the ball was bouncing around down there on the turf, and 72's looking at his elbow, got a little road rash, but he'll live with it. Oh, got kicked back. Okay. You just cannot do this if you're Burbank. I mean, you had to play a clean, perfect game, and you throw in a block punt and a couple of turnovers, and the scoreboard is what it is.
Remember, Brack will also get the football back to start the second half, so they want to score here. Good job by the Burbank D holding. As we take a look at our UIW Smile Cam. The junior Eaglettes out in full force tonight. And they got lots of smiles, up 28-0 here. UIW can earn a degree of difference at the University of the Incarnate Word.
Yeah, this is so cool that we get to do these games, Don, and there's so much stuff going on, and, you know, we got the bands coming up at halftime, and you know, I was reminded today, I was dropping my kid off at school at 7:15, and I mean, the band's already out there doing their thing. I mean, these kids are all working hard to do their thing.
Justin Eaton on the receiving end of a new first down, a promptu immediate care first down from Vince Gonzalez, who threw a strike. Hey, the band's working harder than football teams. The bands are out there, man.
Yeah, it's a team sport.
I mean,
too.
When you have a maze and a labyrinth and you're killing a creature at halftime, that takes work.
You're going to tack on
first down
15 more with a face mask penalty, but everything going Brackenridge's way tonight. And again, you know, I think part of this too is if there would be any complacency on the part of Brack, you know, Willie was going to nip that. They've had 2 weeks. They had a week off, and they've been scheming for Burbank tonight, and boy, does it show.
Here's Gonzalez. They blitz him. He gets away, throws against his body, and throws it out of bounds with 37 seconds left. And William Hall, the intended receiver. Kicker's been good, even though this would be into the wind if they had to get to that point.
Yeah, and Vince doing a really nice job, though, just living to fight another play on that one. All kinds of pressure coming from the outside. He steps up, eludes the first tackler, and although he wasn't able to complete the pass, he saved his team probably 6 or 7 yards, avoiding the sack and getting rid of the ball and getting it out of bounds.
Empty backfield for Gonzalez. 3 timeouts for him as well. So he can play in the middle of the field. Going down the right side, has a man. Got pass interference, and that's going to go against the defense. Manny Arispe was the defender all over Jonathan Lucas. We'll see how they call it, but Brackenridge could be in real business here with 29 seconds left.
Coach Perez is doing a good job keeping his wit about him.
Defensive, pass interference, 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
I mean, when you're rolling with this many kids, and you know, Don, I talked to one of the coaches before the game, and they were saying, you know what the old adage is about playing sophomores, right? For every sophomore that you play, that's equal to 1 loss, right? We all know that. He says, well, we're playing 18. We got more sophomores than we got games. So, you know, there's some kids that are learning, and you know, I think there was a real watershed moment for this group because they've all been working hard. You know, to be able to get that win last week and get the monkey off their back, you know, I think these guys are going to be in good shape when they grow up. Look at that, getting some pressure and knocking it away. And again, I can't tell you how proud these coaches are of these young guys and playing whistle to whistle and how much effort they're giving. I mean, look at this defense bowing up. You know, sure, a lot of coaches aren't real thrilled when you got a pass interference in the end zone, but hey, the bottom line was if you get beat on a play, at least you're not going to give up the touchdown there. You know the clock, the down and the distance and everything else, so at least allow the next play to happen where you can line up 11 guys and maybe get a stop here and hold these guys to 3.
Full house backfield. Here's Jones trying to sprint to the corner. Makes a man miss with another move. Fred Jones. He's got him on roller skates tonight, folks.
Boy, does he ever. This kid is having one whale of a night.
He can freeze you. He somehow just freezes the tackler for a split second with this. He almost comes to a complete stop.
No, even faked out our camera guy, but look at, the thing I like, Don, is, you know, it's the low center of gravity, but there's not a lot of jitter and juke in his game either. It's subtle, it's quick, his functional speed is obviously off the chart, but, you know, I don't want to compare him to Barry Sanders, but it's that kind of, you know, it's not a lot of shuffling his shoulders or doing it. It's just super quick and super subtle.
He's stopped again. He's throwing the brakes on, and he makes the defender lunge towards the one side, and he goes back the other way.
You know, does it make sense if I say he's like a quiet runner? I mean, there's just not a lot of wasted movement. I mean, it's just hard to describe how quietly effective he is running the football, and you can tell when you're making guys miss like that, when they're tackling air, boy, I'll tell you what, that's as good of a performance as we've seen from an individual running back all season long. I mean, this guy's got it all.
That reminds me of the old Top Gun Maverick and Goose flyby. You know, you slam on the brakes, they fly right by, and then you got them back in your sights. He just slams on the brakes, the defenders fly by, and he cuts it back.
Yeah, on his way to a really huge night, making the most of those 13 carries and 3 times sticking it in.
Willie Hall's team in control, 34-0 after the missed extra point. And remember, Brack will get the ball back to start the second half. A little nub kick again. Taken right at the 25-yard line as we're inside of 20 seconds left in the half. And you would think the Burbank Bulldogs would snap it, kneel it, and just take their lumps. But Burbank has a history of coming back on TNL. Oh, Chris Kotfus right on cue.
That's a nice call. Luna's got space.
Burbank scored a TNL record 37 points in the fourth quarter against Highlands back in 2013. So don't go anywhere because the Burbank Bulldogs.
Sanchez fakes it, keeps it. Sanchez with room. Sanchez, touchdown Bulldogs.
How easy are these guys making it look right now? This is jaw-dropping.
They gave us one of the biggest thrills we've ever had on TNL, and so don't go anywhere. They might do it again here tonight. I remember that night well. We were in shock. Felix Hernandez, the ball carrier, and that'll do it for the first half. Mike Hernandez is going to catch up with Willie Hall, whose team really dominant. Offense, defense, special teams. They got a block kick for a touchdown, a near pick six for a touchdown, and Fred Jones has done the rest. Mike?
And I am with Coach Hall right now. Coach, pretty dominating first half.
Well, you know, things worked out for us. We wanted to get some stops and put some points on the board, and that's what happened.
Yeah, starting out with that block kick right out of the gate, and that kind of set things up, didn't it?
Yeah, we talked about that today at lunchtime, and it looked like it could happen.
Yeah, I saw the coaches kind of saying, this is it, here's the opportunity, and sure enough.
Yeah, it did. It came true. Sometimes things like that don't come true.
Well, okay, looking forward to the second half.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, thanks, Mike. That's Willie Hall. His team's in complete control, 34-0, but you never know what's going to happen. Plus, we've got the Cerritos Mexican Restaurant halftime show coming next. Both bands, our scholar athlete, don't go anywhere. Church's Chicken Thursday Night Lights on the CW35.
Welcome to the Cerritos Mexican Restaurant halftime show.
Hey guys, how's it going? All right, welcome back. We're going to have the bands here in just a couple of seconds, joined by Kaylee Munoz, our CW insider. A lot going on the CW, right?
Yeah, Notre Dame fighting Irish against the Black Army Knights, the Army Black Knights. We've been talking about that for a long time, but if you text Shamrock, I don't know these football details, Shamrock to 45203, you can win those. But the really big thing we have right now is four three-day passes to Comic-Con. If you text Comic to 45203, everyone's fighting about those on Facebook. It's such an easy way to win. You just have to text it. Comic 45203, VIP passes, lanyards, T-shirts, the whole thing.
Are you going to be out there?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You're going to dress up?
Yeah, I think so.
As?
You have to. Oh, Captain America. I have that.
You're going to dress up as Captain America?
Yes, the girl one.
You want to borrow my outfit?
I want your shield. The
you
shield.
Shield. I do have the shield. Cool. I guess I can let you use it for a day. Promise to give it back, shine it up. All right. Okay, thanks a lot. I appreciate it. You take care. It's always a pleasure. All right, it's time for the mighty Burbank Bulldog Band. Check them out.
Illumination.
You're watching the Cerritos Mexican Restaurant Halftime Show.
Welcome back to the Cerritos Mexican Restaurant Halftime Show. Burbank Band was great as promised, and right now it's time for our Vulcan Materials Company Scholar Athletes of the Week.
This week's Scholar Athletes come to us from Burbank and Brackenridge High School. First, meet Mariana Mendoza. The Burbank High School senior sure does know how to stay busy.
I'm playing volleyball. I'm the battalion commander for ROTC. I'm getting ready for track season.
When asked about how she felt about being honored as Scholar Athlete of the Week, you could see her humility shine through.
I was shocked. I was just like, what? Me? Why? Because this is really exciting and something I didn't expect.
And if you need a friend to rely on, it sounds like she's the right person to go to.
If you need me, I'm going to be there and I'm going to help you no matter what.
There is no doubt that Mariana is very involved and committed to helping those around her. And her secret to all of her success? Time management.
I can be at practice and I'm focused on playing, and then as soon as I end, I'm just like, okay, I have to do this, do this, do this, do this. As I'm driving home, I have to remember, as soon as you get home, you have to do your homework. Remember your essays due, remember everything's done.
Our next Scholar Athlete is senior Charles Kenward. Charles maintains a 4.0 GPA while participating in baseball, the National Honor Society, and as a media magnet student. He is the first to admit that having that much on his plate is not easy.
Trying to juggle everything is very difficult between games and homework. Trying to keep up with AP classes is very difficult with all the extra homework hours.
But he has one person in particular to thank for his hard work and dedication.
My mom. My mom's done everything for me. She gives up anything she can. She spends all her time making sure that I'm doing what I need to do and getting where I need to be.
The Brackenridge High School senior is very focused on his future. In fact, it's something that he has on his mind very often.
I think about it almost every day. I know I want to stay in Texas because I want to stay with my mom. I hate cold weather, so I can't go anywhere north. I want to play sports in college, so I'm trying to do my best to get where I need to be on that aspect.
He also has advice to offer fellow and soon-to-be high schoolers.
Take on all of the activities that they can and still manage them, because if you don't do things, you're just going to be missing out on something. You should try to enjoy everything you can while you're there. It'll be gone in the blink of an eye.
Congratulations to this week's Vulcan Materials Company Scholar Athletes.
Welcome to the Cerritos Mexican Restaurant Halftime Show.
Welcome back to Alamo Stadium. It's 34-0 Brack over Burbank. We heard from the Burbank Bulldog Band. Now let's go down and hear from the Brackenridge Band.
Nice job by the Brackenridge Eagles. If you'd like to vote for the Brackenridge High School Band, text Band 18 to 45203. That's Band 18 to 45203. No spaces, and for complete texting guidelines, go to the CW35.com.
Stay tuned for the second half kickoff.
Welcome back to Alamo Stadium. Brackenridge over Burbank 34-0 as the Brackenridge Eagle Marching Band finishes up their performance. The two teams making their way back onto the field, and Burbank's going to go ahead and run out the tunnel and go to their sidelines. No one wants to get rid of these bands. They're doing a great job. Here's a look at our first half highlights as Brackenridge special teams hit early, and Fred Jones did the rest. Fred Jones with a couple of touchdowns tonight, this 30-yarder showing off his speed and his agility. Brackenridge done it through the ground, through the air. Justin Eaton with a beautifully thrown ball from Vince Gonzalez, and almost had a pick six here. They would score on a Jones touchdown after this Rodney Johnson pick and return all the way down inside the 5-yard line. Jones scored there, and he's got 3 touchdowns tonight. Burbank had a hard time. Special teams, offense turned it over a couple of times, and here's that move by Jones, just freezing the defender and walking in. So it's been all Brackenridge Eagles and Willie Hall as we take a look at our first half statistics. 125 yards rushing to 42. Total yards 189 to 74. And the 2 turnovers definitely playing a factor, not to mention the blocked punt. All right, when we come back, we'll have the second half action. Brackenridge will have the ball first with a huge lead. It's 34-0 on Church's Chicken Thursday Night Lights.
Who is Vulcan Materials Company? You see our trucks on roads all over San Antonio and the surrounding area. But what do we do? Well, our story began over 100 years ago, and today we are the nation's largest producer of aggregates. That's stone, sand, and gravel. Plus, we produce construction-based materials including asphalt and ready-mixed concrete, the stuff to build the roads you travel, the schools your kids attend, and the homes you live in. Everywhere you look, you will see our footprint. Our story is one built on the talent, dedication, and performance of our employees. Hardworking San Antonians just like you. Our mission is to be responsible stewards with respect to the safety and environmental impact of our operations and products. In other words, we want to be your good neighbor, doing the right thing, the right way, all the time. The Vulcan way. Who are we? We're the ones helping to build a rock-solid future in San Antonio. Vulcan Materials Company, proud sponsor of Thursday Night Lights and Scholar Athletes.
Welcome back to Alamo Stadium. 34-0 Brackenridge, and the Eagles make their way onto the field. And here come the Bulldogs as well. Burbank, we showed you at the end of the first half, has had one of the greatest comebacks in TNL history. They're hoping to have that again tonight. The Brackenridge Eagles may have something to say about that, as they are definitely focused on a district championship, as Chuck said, showdown next week against Lanier.
Yeah, it's all shaping up for them, and again, they can control their own destiny. You know, they've got Highlands left. They've got Lanier next week. So, boy, this is going to be a really interesting triumvirate going down the stretch to see who's going to be able to pull out the district title when it's all said and done. Of course, Lanier, Coach Gatton's here tonight scouting, off to a great start in district play, just rolling right through. And then, you know, we've already seen Highlands this year. We know the job that Coach Morales has done there. And then, you know, Willie Hall's bunch also is going to have something to say about it. But again, this is a really tough district, top to bottom. Even Memorial, sitting there with no wins, is one of those teams that can really move the ball offensively. So there's no easy outs. and still a lot left to be decided. And again, Don, we've been doing these games for 4 years. That game that we had between these two schools a couple of years ago, that might have been the best game that we ever called, just because we didn't see it coming. It was so dominant by one side and then so completely dominant in the second half. It was like the two teams switched uniforms at halftime. So you're right, anything can happen.
37.25 did the Burbank Bulldogs score that night. But Brackenridge is very, very tough. One of the class acts in this district at 4-1 coming in. Willie Hall's got his team prepared tonight. And they'll have the football first. It's Fred Jones and company.
Keep an eye. This is going to be a young man we're going to be watching for, probably at the next level too. Number 83, Elian Valdez, just a sophomore kicker. And boy, the coaches couldn't say enough about the talent level of this young man and his ability to kick footballs. Obviously, with no points on the board, we haven't seen much of him tonight, but he's got quite the leg.
Going to do that little pooch thing. Justin Eaton fair catches at the 23-yard line, and that's where the Brackenridge Eagles will start the second half.
It's easy to look at the scoreboard and see the number of points, but Coach Hall was really impressed with his defense overall. He says they work really well together, and he really doesn't have one or two leaders per se on that unit. He just said that, these kids lean on each other and they manage to get the job done. And the one thing they've stressed each and every day since they started this summer was just do your job. Just be 1/11th. Do your job. And if all 11 guys are doing their thing, then good things are going to happen. And tonight they've done the job. A couple of turnovers they've created. On special teams, they blocked a punt. They've given their offense a lot of opportunities to score the football, and of course, Fred Jones has done the rest.
Had a penalty on that, so we'll do it again, and another chance to see the young kicker for Burbank.
But again, so many sophomores playing on this team, and we've seen it time and time again, Don, some of these games that we've done. I mean, sometimes you're forced to go with younger players. This is going to prove to be one of those things that 2 years from now, where these kids are taking their lumps now, they're going to be battle tested. They will have earned their stripes, and they're going to figure this thing out. And I know everybody in the district is going to be looking at these guys to be a playoff team here in the near future.
You see how strong the wind is. It blew the ball right off the tee. Gusting right now, and he's going to kick it away. Wind at his back. He'll get it all the way to Jones at about the 13. And here comes Fred Jones. Look out! Fred Jones across midfield. Run down right at about the 42-yard line. Felix Hernandez ran him down, and Fred Jones saw a gap in the middle and just took off. A 50-yard return.
Yeah, you could see why they wanted to pooch kick some of these balls, because they wanted to make sure that Fred Jones didn't get his hands on the football. He did. He just made something big happen, but came up a little gimpy after that tackle.
Mike Hernandez caught up with Willie Hall as they left the field. He talked to Coach Mark Perez right there, coming back out from the locker room. Mike, what do you have to say?
Well, he was disappointed. Obviously, he said he'd had better days, but he did say that they were going to try to open things up a little bit more offensively in the second half, and they said they did get a few drives together. They just couldn't get out of their own way. He said a lot of sophomores, they make mistakes. He said, for example, that block punt right at the beginning of the game, he goes, the sophomores shifted to the wrong place, and they realized it afterwards, but it was too late. I reminded him about the fact that the big comeback, the 37-point comeback, and he goes, yeah, we talked about that at halftime too, trying to motivate them, trying to get them to believe in themselves and to believe in the program. So we'll see how that translates.
All right, Chris Lopez is in there at running back because Jones was nicked a little bit on that kick return. Fred's still sitting on the sidelines on the bench. He gets up now and is walking around a little bit.
Yeah, and Coach Perez was talking about that. When you've got such a young team and, wins have been hard to come by, it's hard sometimes to get them to keep believing in the process and how you go about your business and how the end game is going to take place. But you've got to do what the coaches want you to do each and every single day. And I think, again, it was so big for them to get that win last week. A young team that can see that the hard work and all the effort that they're putting in ultimately is going to pay off down the road. It may not happen today or tomorrow, but at some point, they're going to get everybody going in the same direction. Guys are going to grow up. They're going to get a little bigger, a little stronger. Hey, and before you know it, they'll be able to turn this thing around. I mean, I like what they're doing at this school, and you can see, they've got some talented kids. Just a matter of, sometimes you're getting out athleted or you're getting up against guys that are a lot bigger and stronger than you, but they're going to grow up too.
Jones may be back in there as we have a whistle. He is lining up in the backfield.
Start. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
Ortiz had the last carry, and Michael Hernandez, not the sideline reporter, but Mike Hernandez for Burbank made the tackle as Burbank's penalized, and that'll bring up second down and 11. Well, more than that. Scoreboard's wrong. It's about second and 16. Gonzalez straight drop, got a man firing deep, a little bit underthrown, and because of that, William Hall couldn't bring it in. Nice job by Oscar Vega, the junior corner, to break it up. Just a tad underthrown.
Yeah, William Hall, the coach's son, and we all know about usually the football IQ of the coach's son, and that was really a savvy veteran move for a kid that really likes to make his bacon over on the other side playing defense. But, he was running down the field, kind of slowed up a little bit, and then kind of nudged the receiver to get open and try to create some space. I'm sorry, the DB, to try to create some space for himself, and did a really nice job there. Just couldn't quite make the connection on the other end.
All right, running to the right is Jones, brought down from behind. Robert Vallejo, the team captain, making the tackle. Mark Kusenberger, our statistician extraordinaire, with this tidbit, saying that Willie Hall is an excellent chess player. I bet you that comes in handy when you're calling plays.
Well, and his son, I know he's very proud of him. I mean, his grade point average is off the charts, and he's just a wonderful student athlete.
Fourth down, Gonzalez is going to go deep. Got Fred Jones down there, and it's broken up. Great job. Again, it's Vega.
Outstanding play right there. Getting an early stop for his team. Burbank's defense rising up.
Burbank will have the ball down 34-0. Will we see one of those comebacks? We'll see. They'll have the football when we come back.
Closed captioning of tonight's game is brought to you by Rodriguez Butcher Supply. Closed captioning of tonight's game is brought to you by Rodriguez Butcher Supply.
Welcome back to Alamo Stadium. Chuck McIntyre and Don Harris, and things going Brackenridge's way right now in the third quarter, but an early stop by Burbank, and cannot say enough about the job Robert Martinez did on the back end, timing his jump perfectly, knocking the ball away, and effectively that's a turnover. Getting a stop like that, turnover on downs, and now we'll see if Burbank can get the offense going, Don.
Especially on fourth down like that, it's just great stop. Hey, we've got some scores from around the area. O'Connor all over Jay, 45-3 in the third. As Burbank looks to throw. Virial a little high for his intended receiver, Felix Hernandez. Brennan leads Taft 28-7 in the fourth. And TMI all over the Milton Lee Academy tonight, 36-0 in the third.
Rodney Johnson, 33 from Brack. We've been calling his number a lot tonight, doing a really nice job there on a delayed blitz. Came right up the middle after the play was already underway, putting the heat on the quarterback and making him get rid of the football a tick before he probably wanted to.
Already got himself a pick tonight. Second down and long. Virial wants to throw long again, running for his life under pressure. It's intended for his right tackle. I think that Gabe Hernandez is not supposed to be near that football. He's not eligible, I don't think.
Yeah, on 33 this time, there was no delay in that blitz. He was just coming, and QB was running for his life, just trying to get rid of it and avoid the loss, which he did.
No flag, though. Maybe that's because he didn't touch the football.
Well, it was that, and, you know, they're not going to call you for grounding or any of that stuff because obviously he was in the grasp and the kid was just trying to get rid of the football.
So 3rd and long. Yeah, he was under pressure, hit as he threw. It's coming again. This time he's wrapped up and sacked right at about the 16-yard line. You got to feel for the young quarterback from Burbank. Jason Villarreal has been under all kinds of pressure tonight.
Yeah, that's one of those plays right there. If you're going to drop back and these guys are, you know, basically have a jailbreak, you've got to get rid of the football. There's got to be a hot route somewhere, and I don't know that there was. It looked like all of his receivers were running downfield, so the discretion being the better part of valor there, sometimes you just got to eat it and take the loss, which he did.
Omari Hernandez, the first man there. Fred Jones in on the tackle, the running back who's already got 3 touchdowns tonight and who waits for the football at about midfield. And this one might be returnable for him. In fact, he touched it. He's just going to get on top of it right there at the 40. And that's where the Eagles will take over. A nice kick this time with the wind behind him. 42 yards on the punt. Hey, I want to tell you about our Monarch trophies called 344-3777. If you want a beautiful piece of artwork like that, Monarch Trophy proudly presenting the Player of the Game trophy and the Champion trophy to tonight's winner. Again, if you have needs for plaques, corporate awards, trophies, give them a call, 344-3777 or mtsawards.com.
Yeah, Fiesta medals as well at Monarch Trophy.
They got all kinds of stuff at Monarch. Edson Ortiz on the carry. They've been a big part of TNL from the very get-go.
You see Oscar Vegas sticking his nose in there, number 11, and a few of his buddies. I mean, you can see the fight and the effort that these kids are giving each and every down, and can't say enough about the job really this defense has done all night. Done a very admirable job as much as they've been on the field. And again, they were huge last week, coming up with that 14-7 win to get them in the win column.
2nd down and 12. They hand it Ortiz again. He's looking for a hole, can't find one. Good job again up front. Aaron Trevino there for the Bulldogs to bring him down.
You see, and they started off the 3rd quarter, got a quick 3 and out, and already making its presence felt here as the Burbank defense here in the 3rd quarter again.
Yeah, 3rd down and 12 for Brack. Of course, Brack throwing into that stiff wind right in the face of Vince Gonzalez.
And Trevino, 88, making that play. Looks like a big kid. And again, Don, one of those sophomores that we talked about, and one of the kids that they're leaning on at such a young age.
All right, so you got Jones as the tailback, Ortiz as the fullback. Eaton wide right. Instead, they look left. Now he's looking back to the right for Eaton. Throws to the near side. It's caught. We've got a flag down. The linesman threw it on the near side. Completed to Steven Martinez, but we'll see what the violation is. He was looking right at the receiver when he threw that flag.
Yeah, looking to see if maybe somebody had been ineligible downfield, I think.
Quite possible the way they're moving it. Let's listen to Gerald Green. You had it, Chuck.
Receiver downfield against
Ineligible. We've got a couple of these guys here playing tonight that are going to play in our San Antonio Sports All-Star Game presented by HEB. The punter for Burbank, Billy Sanchez, will be there, as well as number 11, Justin Eaton, who is lined up at the bottom of your screen and is going in motion right now. It's a 4th down punt, and Eaton downs it right there short of the 30-yard line. Burbank looking for some life. Defense playing good so far here in the 2nd half. They'll have the football when we come back. Welcome back to the rock pile. Brackenridge cheerleaders all smiling tonight, interacting with the Burbank Spirit Group. On the UIW Smile Cam, you can earn a degree of difference at the University of the Incarnate Word.
Everybody having a good time tonight on TNL. Burbank will have a little more fun if they can get this offense going. As you said, Don, I mean, the defense really showing up here early in the third quarter, as they have all night. But to really stymie Brack's offense, as talented as they are, you know, we'll see if maybe that can kickstart this thing. And if Burbank can do something on offense, you never know.
They've got the win at their back this quarter. They want to take advantage of it while they have it. Down 34-0, and they run out their offense, and here we go.
We talked about Jason Villarreal. You know, man, it's tough sometimes, man. Learning this spot during the season, on the fly, and he's doing a really nice job back there. It can't be easy. I mean, the toughest position, obviously, to play on the football field, and he's having to do it under fire.
1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. Little zone read. Villarreal keeps. Does a nice job of breaking a tackle, gets across the 35, and he's knocked down there at about the 37.
Brack doing a nicer job here since early on in this football game of making sure on this zone read they know who to go get. They were kind of conceding the quarterback run early. Now you can tell they're doing a little bit better job of keeping a key on him, and if he's going to do what he's doing, then he may have to give it up because they're starting to zone in on that.
Yeah, and Amari Matthews is down, looking at his right leg. He's showing a lot of toughness here, but he's not going to put any weight on it. Now he starts to a little bit. Amari's been all over the field tonight, making plays, good tackles. Good to see him walk off.
Willie's laughing, so hopefully it's only a cramp. Which can happen, you know. These kids are out here giving max effort, running around, and thankfully it's a little cooler night, but you know, it can happen. Got to keep hydrating.
2nd down and 6 for Burbank, who desperately needs a scoring drive here on this drive.
Brack just daring Burbank to throw this football.
Yeah, they've got about 11 in the box.
Looks like they're coming.
It's a straight handoff up the middle, doing a good job to block, break a tackle, and breaking free was Marco Padilla. A huge gain. Got through that and picked up about 20. But we've got a injured Bulldog lineman now. He doesn't look like he wants to come out. He's going to stay in there.
Padilla doing a really nice job, the junior is. That's his 2nd big carry of the night. And we talked about their starter, sophomore Felix Hernandez, having a little bit of an ankle thing going on, and how they were going to try to ease him back tonight. And he's the guy they really like, and he's super athletic. But tell you what, this Padilla kid has had a couple of really nice runs and making a little name for himself tonight.
1st down and 10. Burbank moving it. Zone read. They run him again. Padilla, this time he's going nowhere. Rodney Johnson, same kid who had that 61-yard interception return, coming up with a nice punch.
Man, I'll tell you what. When have we not called his number tonight? He's coming blitzing. He's stuffing out the runs. He's getting picks, almost taking them back to the house. 33's having himself a ball game.
2nd down and 10. Burbank gets the play call from the sideline. Villarreal's got a full house behind him. Keeps on the zone read, finds the hole, picks up a couple, past the 35. It's going to set up 3rd down and about 5. Chris Lopez there on the tackle.
Gabe Hernandez doing a good job, sorry, Don, of pulling out there and helping spring that for few yards.
Both teams playing a lot of guys both ways. You're looking at some offensive stars out there on defense right now for Brack. Fred Jones lined up at defensive end. Even the quarterback Gonzalez right there in the middle, playing middle linebacker. Straight handoff up the middle to Padilla, nowhere to go, maybe a yard. Zeke Lopez and John Naranjo up front. Had it stoned from the get-go.
Yeah, Lopez doing a really nice job knifing in there and busting that thing up. And tell you what, 94 getting some time too. Ruben Perez busting through and helping snuff that thing out and stopping it for no gain here on 4th down.
4th down and 5. Villarreal on a roll. Going deep across the middle, has a man, and it's knocked away by a great defensive play. Marcus Bolden was the receiver, and Andres Torres separated him from the football. And so the Brackenridge Eagles will take over on downs, up 34-0. 2:39 to go here in the 3rd from Alamo Stadium. Welcome back to Church's Chicken Thursday Night Lights. Hey, don't forget our North Carolina Furniture Direct in San Marcos $2,500 band grant. You can vote for any of the bands that have performed this year. Tonight's bands, Burbank, just text band 17 to 45203. Brackenridge, band 18 to 45203. The winner gets the $2,500 band grant and a recliner. All courtesy of North Carolina Furniture Direct in San Marcos. Here come the Eagles right up the middle. Edson Ortiz running the football for a couple.
Yeah, Edson just a sophomore, so you're right. Guys are starting to get a chance to feel what it's like to play in a big varsity football game. Some of those guys that you're looking at really leaning on here in another year or two.
2nd down and 3. Ortiz again has it, fighting for that stick. Didn't quite get there, I don't think. He's going to be short by just about a half a yard. Juan Padilla, the defensive end, on the tackle. Take a look at the Brackenridge band. They were great at halftime tonight. Brackenridge trying to play ball control, run that clock with a 34-0 lead as we are inside of 2 minutes here in the 3rd. Fake to Ortiz. Out here on the perimeter near the 50 and across the 45 is Chris Lopez. He's in there for Jones. Robert Martinez, also a two-way player from Burbank, makes the tackle.
Yeah, Chris Lopez doing a really nice job here after the catch. Put his little foot in the ground, gets another one in the ground, and then look at that, picks up 4 or 5 extra on the play, and he's pretty excited about it.
That's a Braceland 1st down here for the Eagles. Play action. Gonzalez throws low. He's got Eaton. Did he catch it? I believe it's incomplete. Carlos Covarrubias with nice coverage. Tell you what, he threw that ball low, but I liked where he put it because it's the only place it was going to be caught. Eaton just wasn't able to come up with it.
Yeah, Covarrubias doing a really nice job there on the back end and really giving the quarterback a very small window to throw through.
But there was a flag. Let's sort it out and listen to Gerald Green. I'm a lip reader. Defensive pass interference. And they'll move the sticks.
It looked like pretty good coverage from here, but I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt because these guys have done a nice job calling the game tonight.
It was a good coverage, but he might have been there a little bit early. May have been draped over the back of him. Ortiz handles it, gets outside. Does a nice job with 9 on the pickup. James Vallejo, the defensive end for Burbank, on the tackle.
Yeah, we gave some love to the left side of the offensive line, and time to give some props to some of those guys on the right side. Jose Calvo, the senior, number 70, and Greg Alvarez, number 64, the junior right tackle. This guy's doing a really nice job, and I don't think I want to see Jason in an alley anytime soon. That's a big guy.
Here's Ortiz again. He was knocked off his feet right at the 30, but you're right. Some size up there up front. As Robert Vallejo makes the tackle. Clock stops as...
Well, Vallejo, what a great story this young man is. What a talented young man, and a guy that the coaching staff really, really loves. And, you know, let's hope he's okay. He was holding his arm, but, you know, Don, that was a kid last year that was holding the clipboard as a junior playing on JV, and they talked about this kid's willingness to put in the hard work and get on the football field, and actually had the game-saving interception last week that sealed their first win. Just a great story and the pride of the Burbank Bulldogs.
That's what it's all about right there. Hey, Brack's up 34-0. We're coming back for the fourth quarter. Will we see that 37-point miracle again? We're coming right back on Thursday Night Lights. The Burbank Bulldogs still have time for a smile after the end of the third quarter, down 34-0. As we get ready to start the fourth quarter here on Church's Chicken Thursday Night Lights. Brackenridge with the football. The Eagles are going to be content to run this football a lot tonight, I would think, here in the fourth quarter. As you take a look at our stats through three quarters, and like the scoreboard, the statistics all Brack. 239 total yards to just 99, and Burbank's defense did such a good job containing Memorial a week ago, but there's really some big plays and some untimely bad plays, like the block kick on special teams and a near pick six really kind of blew this game open.
Yeah, you know, it's a perfect storm. You got the wind blowing in your face. You start the game off with a blocked punt, and then you turn it over a couple of times. It's been really hard for Burbank to get the offense going, but, you know, again, the offense is young, the defense is young, and I think this defense has really made a really nice accounting for itself tonight.
Gonzalez on a roll, got a man going long, caught, touchdown. We've got a flag down. I don't know why that official's not signaling for a touchdown, because Brack's going to decline this, and it's going to be 6. Okay, there he did. He finally gave us a signal. That's going to be a touchdown to Eaton. The official was so caught up in making the...
There are multiple fouls on the play. Ineligible receiver, downfield, offense. Defensive pass interference, defense. Offset. Replay first down.
Okay, they're going to replay it. That's why.
Yeah, it was a really nice job by Vince Gonzalez again, rolling to his left and then, you know, seeing his man flash downfield wide open and just laid it in there beautifully. This is not an easy throw, and throwing across his body. And, you know, it's interesting, Don, they called defensive pass interference, but I don't know that they did.
There's Eaton again, back of the end zone. Did he juggle it, though? They're going to say he did not catch it. He's going to be upset, and we're going to have replay here in high school football. I love this. It can't change the outcome of the play.
No, it's not, but I think they got the call right.
I do too.
I mean, the back judge was right there.
Okay, juggled it, got it. Nope, still doesn't have it. He's out.
Excellent
Good call.
No doubt. And Don, really on the previous play, it looked like almost that Brack had run like a little pick play down there, and they called Burbank for the pass interference. I don't know. That's a tough call, but we'll do it and see if we can get another playoff here.
Gonzalez wants to go deep again. Rolls to his right. Now fires. That ball's picked off. Robert Martinez. Burbank holds. Nice job by the Burbank Bulldogs. Boy, they cheated death a couple of times. Eaton had it in his hands in the end zone. They had a penalty. He juggled it. And then on the third time, they come up with the pick.
Robert Martinez was one of the guys that Coach Perez singled out before this football game even started. He talked about this young man and his ability to play on both sides of the football. And, you know, he's really their go-to guy on defense, plays bigger than he really is. He's a team captain, and boy, that's just a football player making a football play right there. I mean,
in a
read it
football
all the
game.
way. That's right, on a football field.
On a good night for football.
Football, football, football. Nice job, 15.
It's a impromptu, immediate care football first down. With apologies to Jason Garrett. We're going to process it, and we're going to move forward.
We're going to get the right guys. And we're going to do things the right way.
It's first down and 10 for Villarreal. Hands inside and going nowhere is Felix Hernandez. And a final now from the North Side District. Brennan over Taft, 42-7. So the Bears have clinched the first seed in Zone A out of that district, and we'll be over there a couple of more times this season.
Well, Ruben Perez has done a nice job tonight. He's coming in here and really nuking anything that's going on right up the middle, 94.
Second down and 12. Villarreal straight drop, wants to fire deep again, does, and overshoots his man by about 5 yards. We've got multiple fouls or an injury time. Well, there is one flag down, and then had somebody slow to get up, but now he's up. Gerald Green will have the call for us. It's in the backfield where usually there's roughing or holding.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, offense. Unsportsmanlike conduct, defense. Offset, third down.
All right. We need guys like Gerald Green. If you'd like to join up and be an official, officiating crews from across the state are looking for help, just go to saofficials.com. It's the San Antonio chapter of the Texas Association of Sports Officials, and they'll put you to work. It's a lot tougher than it looks, and that call in the back of the end zone live was a tough one, and they got it perfect.
I mean, it's a tough job. There's no doubt about it, man, but the cash isn't too bad either. We were just watching some of these fall baseball games for the high school teams, and you know, some of these umpires are making $60 a game. That's not bad for about an hour and a half worth of work.
Rolling out of trouble, Villarreal firing deep into traffic. 2 men down there, and it's knocked away. Falling incomplete. William Hall back there as part of the coverage.
Yeah, I really like what Roel Rodriguez did on that play for Burbank. That ball was kind of thrown up for grabs, and it was underthrown a little bit compared to where he was running downfield, and he stopped and really made an aggressive move to come back towards the football, and that's what you have to do. He just wasn't able to get to the end of it there, but man, another Burbank guy that's just a sophomore.
And Valdez on to punt it away, gets it straight up in the air, and it'll bounce and go backwards right at about the 37-yard line. So Brackenridge is going to have fantastic field position after an 8-yard punt. They'll have the football. They lead it 34-0 here at the Rock Pile. Hey, you heard us earlier say that the voting is now open for our San Antonio Sports All-Star Cheer Challenge, powered by CPS Energy. It's time right now to vote for your cheer squad. The squad with the most votes gets a $1,000 grant, second place $500, and top 4 are going to get to cheer at the U.S. Army All-American Bowl or the San Antonio Sports All-Star Game presented by HEB. Ortiz has it. He goes forward for a little, probably a loss on the play. Devin Cardenas there on the tackle. We'll set up second down and 10.
Burbank's still fighting to the bitter end, man. I'll tell you what, this defense is really showing up tonight. They're getting after it.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you got to like about them is that 34-0 here running out the clock at 9 minutes to go, and there is, I mean, we just had an offsetting unsportsmanlike. So these guys are still scrapping for sure. Brack has not scored in the second half, so Burbank's pitched a shutout here in the third quarter, and they'd like to do the same here in the fourth. So Gonzalez keeps, will slide down. I think he's short of the first down. Just barely, or the official looks like he's going to move the chains. So it's a first down. And as we look at our UIW Smile Cam, the flag bearers for Brackenridge High School, you can earn a degree of difference at the University of the Incarnate Word. Bringing a Smile Cam, UIW. You can see Mike Hernandez really working hard for us down there on the sidelines tonight. Busting right up the middle. Ortiz, can he score?
Yeah.
Ortiz lunges. That's a touchdown. Touchdown, Brackenridge Eagles. Edson Ortiz lunging, and once that ball crossed the plane, doesn't matter if it comes out.
I'll tell you what, whether it's been Fred Jones tonight running the football or Edson Ortiz, the sophomore, he's had a whale of a second half, getting some time on the field with the points being what it is on the scoreboard. And look at that, great vision. And boy, look at the yards he chews up with those long strides. And then at the end, lunging and diving and breaking the plane.
And recovering it anyway, just in case. Brackenridge in total control, 41-0. We've got 8 minutes left here at Alamo Stadium on the CW 35. Welcome back to the Rock Pile. Edson Ortiz, a happy man right there after scoring a 28-yard touchdown, capping off a drive that only took 3 plays and 1:29 off the clock.
He's not an Edson, he's a diesel. Doing it all.
A little pooch kick here by Brack, taken in at the 15. Woo! Drilled right there. A big number 99. Matthew Rios.
Get you some.
He's pretty fired up about it.
Yeah.
I think we have a nominee for our pick and pull collision of the game. He's
Mercy
celebrating as well.
Caruvius, probably the toughest kid on the field, popping right up too, man. Got a clean shot though. It's a football player making a football play in a football game.
8:13 to go here. Burbank with the football on first down. Pass out into the flat, completed it. Felix Hernandez there on the receiving end. Damon Chalaria on the coverage.
It looked like it slipped right through his hands there.
Oh, he didn't catch it? I thought for sure he had it.
No,
That
it did.
blocked.
Yeah, we've got a kind of a strange angle, and I didn't really see it either until I saw the referees throw his hands side to side like that. So it's tough, man. He's old eyes, and we're 1,000 yards away. Got the best seat in the house, though. Nice, comforting press box area.
Got a free play, or did they jump? Linesman will throw the flag down, and he'll call a false start against Burbank.
False start. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
All right, so it'll be second down, and Mark Perez would love to see his Burbank Bulldogs put something in the end zone tonight just for a little morale going into next week. Burbank coming off a 14-7 win over Memorial a week ago after going 0-10 a year ago and starting off 0-7 this year. That was a big momentum boost for them. But so far tonight, they ran into a buzzsaw in the Brackenridge Eagles. Uriel keeps on that zone read and goes right up the middle. Good gain. Picks up about 10, but still going to be short. Ruben Perez on the tackle. It's going to set up 3rd and manageable, though, less than 5.
Yeah, it was a really nice run there by Jason, who's not been much of a runner to this point this year. But again, you know, we talked about him getting a late start, having to play the quarterback position because of injury, but he's done a really nice job tonight. I know it's not going to reflect on the amount of points that they have, but you know, there's a lot of factors involved, and it's tough to learn on the fly at that spot. Oh, look at that run. Look at that run.
Good enough for a first down. Chuck talked about our vantage point. Look at intern Derek here getting all excited, raising his hands like a fan on TV. Martin Kuserberger is our statistician extraordinaire. Derek, the intern, posing. He's our spotter tonight. He's the one who shows these old eyes.
Yeah, and we're going to have to get up to the guys in the truck because I didn't know they were going to take a wide shot of us. I didn't get a chance to suck in my gut. Thanks a lot.
It's a prompt to immediate care first down. I still can't get over Derek raising his hands and then dancing. That's awesome.
Tape time, baby. Oh, man, we got some kids getting after it out there right now.
2 vicious hits away from the ball. John Naranjo there making the tackle.
Yeah, I mean, these guys are still playing. I mean, these are teachable moments for both teams. I mean, Burbank is, every snap these young guys get is going to get them one step closer to where they want to be. So, you know, it's not easy giving max effort when you look at the scoreboard, but I think Coach Perez is going to be very proud of his unit when he takes a look at this game tape and sees the effort.
Little zone read. They hang on to it for a long time. Finally, he hands it to Padilla. That's a nice little pickup of about 6. Hey, anytime you want to go to CW35.com and share the game with your family or friends, if you know someone who's playing in this one tonight for Burbank or Brack, check out the CW35.com. We got our Highlights and Spirit Center there. You can click on archived games. You can watch games in their entirety, highlights. So if you know somebody who's in this one and you want to share it with grandma who lives in a different state, just tell her to go to the CW35.com and check it out. The pass over into the flat, caught right at the stick at the 50 is Marcus Bolden. Robert Martinez, rather.
Could be a little bit short, it looks like.
You've been going for it all night. You're down 34-0. What the heck?
Burbank trying to get something going here as the clock winding, under 4 minutes to go.
Just their second completion of the night on that last play. They trust Padilla to get it. He does. Down to about the 46 and get a little chippy there away from the ball.
I think Padilla's earned a chance tonight to get a few more carries as this season goes forward. You know, again, coming into this ball game, just 11 touches for 45 yards, but he has showed up tonight. That was a nice patient run there to pick up the sticks on 4th.
It's a prompt to immediate care first down. Hey, fun fact of the night, Chuck. Neither team has used a timeout all night. No timeouts. 3 minutes, less than 3 minutes to go. 1st and 10 Brack. Virial throwing over the middle. It's picked off. There's multiple flags flying as going down the sidelines is Isaac Anaya, still on his feet inside the 20. We've got at least 2 flags down, though. We'll see exactly what the penalty is. We'll sort this one out.
Well, no matter how it turns out, that was a heck of a play by Anaya, reading it all the way, and then he tell you what, the return wasn't half bad either.
Nice, yeah, good athleticism. Here's Gerald Green.
Ineligible receiver, offense, downfield, decline. 1st and 10.
So that interception will stand, and Brackenridge will have beautiful field position. right at the Vantage College red zone as Villarreal was under pressure, and Anaya saw exactly where he was going. He got to the corner, and
yeah, really good speed. And again, Don, we talked about the youth of the Burbank side, and really, Brock's got some young guys too. This guy's just a sophomore. He's going to be probably their quarterback of the future. And again, just one of those guys too, when he runs, he just really eats up yards in a hurry. I don't know if he coughed it up there at the end, but it's not going to really matter.
They called him down. They're giving the ball to Brackenridge, and they'll run out their backup quarterback, Sean Benavides, number 12 now in the football game, run the offense for the Eagles. 2:39 here, and you know Willie Hall doesn't want to score. Burbank calling timeout, and we'll take it with them. We'll take a break with Brackenridge on top, 41-0 here at the Rock Pile. Welcome back to the Rock Pile. Brack up 41-0, 2:39 to go. The Eagles have it. And in situations like this, usually you'll see them pretty content to try not to score, to run it up and just run it straight ahead. Won't be much trickiness here usually. Benavides is in. Flags fly as they'll probably call a chop block or a hold. Umpire throwing that one right into the area of holding.
Holding. Offense, 10-yard penalty, first down.
You know, Don, Benavides too, number 12, has come back into the game here. He's had 9 touchdown passes this year, and you know, there's a chance he's gonna end up possibly getting his job back. He's done a nice job this year too. Again, Vince Gonzalez came in when he got hurt, and they've been rolling ever since. And so, you know, you can't have too many guys that can play that spot. And certainly, you know, I'm sure Brack is going to be comfortable with either one of these guys going forward.
There's a little fake and throw out into the flat. I want him to stay in bounds. It's a nice form tackle by the Burbank defense. Jaden Rios with the reception, but Covarrubias is starting to take out his anger of the scoreboard on it. Who's ever still in there? That's a beautiful tackle.
That's a good football player right there, no doubt about it. But you get a chance, Willie Hall, as we wind down this game, you know, it's got to be a huge thrill for him as his son was in on that last play at wide receiver. And, you know, says it's been interesting coaching my own son. Last year, you know, it was rough for him. He was out there for the first time getting varsity snaps, and he had a rough year. He goes, but man, he's had a really big season this year, a total 180, as you would expect, as he's kind of grown into the varsity spot. But he goes, you know, I'm really hard on him because, you know, I have to be. You can't just not coach up your own son and expect the rest of these guys to fall into place. So it feels like sometimes he's even harder on his own son. But he also says, you know, it's interesting if you're going to school with him or we're taking him home after practice, he really doesn't talk football with this young man, just because he says, you know, we're doing that all day anyway. And, you know, if he brings it up, they're going to talk football. But, you know, by and large, he said he's usually on the phone anyway by the time we get into the car. But he said the thing he's really the most proud of, as any father would be, is the student athlete that this guy is. I mean, Don, he's got a 3.96 GPA, been visiting schools in the New York area. SAISD, I guess, has a program where they allow kids to go visit the 15 schools or so that are in New York for some of the kids that are high achievers, like number 3 is. And, you know, man, I can only imagine the pride that Coach Hall has for, you know, his son. As we look at another touchdown, and Brock going out in style, but just a great feeling it must be to have a son like that that's kicking that much keister in the classroom, and then watching he and his teammates go out and put on a show like they have tonight.
Yeah, and you can see Willie right there looking at his offensive coordinator like, I'm not sure we should have done that. Chris Lopez scoring, and that's going to be tough to explain when you walk across the field and shake their hand at the end of the game, and really knows it.
Yeah, it's one of those things. That's always a tough call. I mean, you got some kids that are in there that need playing time, that need experience. all these different things, and you know, you get a chance for somebody like Chris Lopez to get into the end zone and get your quarterback some work as well. I mean,
yeah, if I'm the opposition, I got no problem with giving up a touchdown. I don't know about throwing the football. I'd run the football, and if I scored, I'd be, hey, you got to stop me.
You know, Don, I've played, and I know you did too, but I always, to me, when I was playing sports, if somebody was purposely trying to take a knee against me, that was almost, to me, more insulting than somebody coming out and keep swinging. I mean, because, you know, if you're out there playing, if you're the defense, they're still playing hard. And, you know, at the end of the day, whether it's 48-0 or 41-0, I don't know that there's a whole heck of a lot of difference. And
yeah,
I don't know. It's just my personal preference.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you take a knee. I just think you run base stuff and run it up the middle. And if they got to stop you. Throwing it to the backside of the field, though, I think even Willie, you could see he went over and questioned his coaching staff a little bit, I think. And that's okay. Mark Perez is going to
he knows.
Shake his hand.
He knows. Guys. That's right. He knows where Willie's heart is, too.
They've been together for 8 years, so this is not like it. Some of the other districts where it's a little more intense. Some of the rivalries between coaches where it's a little more intense. Hey, talk about intensity. Look where we're going to be. Chuck and I are going to have the call of the Roadrunners. UTSA taking on UTEP. From the Alamo Dome, Saturday night on the CW35 at 6 o'clock. As Burbank breaking loose.
Look at Covarrubias. Look at
Covarrubias wants to score. He's taking on all comers, and then there's a late hit out of bounds. No flag, but boy, that Covarrubias kid's going to play to the final gun.
Yeah, he's quite the player, and again, you know, one of those guys on Burbank that they're going to be looking to, you know, for leadership and hard playing and just no quit.
Watch him stick his head down right there to take on the last couple of tacklers.
Yeah, you got me down, but it took 7 of you.
So we're down to our final play or two here at the Rock Pile. Stick around for our post-game show. Mike Hernandez will hand out the hardware. The Monarch trophies go to Coach Willie Hall and the Brackenridge Eagles, and our player of the game. I have an idea who that might be, but it's all coming up on our post-game show, so stick around.
Take a shot, 12 seconds left. Why not?
New
Fought
quarterback,
this hard.
Julian Balsaldua, the quarterback. Hands straight ahead, that's going to do it. Marco Padilla will gain maybe 1, and we'll tick the zeros and shake hands. The Brackenridge Eagles, victors tonight, a shutout dominating performance, 48-0 over the Burbank Bulldogs. Time now for our Night Office Solutions play of the night. And why not just the way it all started right from the get-go, the special teams unit. Coach Hall said he saw something, and we talked about it at lunchtime, and it worked. The block, the scoop, the score, that set the tone, and it was all Eagles from there. They did it with defense, picks, almost had a pick 6, they had an interception. They did it on the ground and through the air. We'll run down the highlights and we'll hand out the hardware. When we come back on our post-game show, Brack over Burbank, 48-0.
Welcome to the Church's Chicken post-game report, presented by Protection One Security Solutions.
Welcome back to the post-game show. Brackenridge over Burbank tonight, 48-0. Our Mike Hernandez down in the middle of the party with the Eagles. Mike?
I am. Great game, guys. Congratulations. 48-0 win over Burbank tonight, and still looking real good for district. We can talk to Coach a little bit about that in just a second. First, let's do your MVP presentation for the night. Tonight's most valuable player rushed for 87 yards on 11 carries, had 3 touchdowns. Number 22, Fred Jones. Come on up here, Fred. Come here, brother. Come on. Congratulations, son. That's great. Let me give you a trophy here. So what'd you think about tonight?
It was a good win. We fought hard. We pulled off a win.
It's like every time you touched the ball, you were going places.
Yeah, so I think my offensive line was doing real good and able to find holes. And that's about it.
All right. Well, let them tell you congratulations, guys. Let's give a big round of applause there. Number 22 first shot. He's a little shy. Congratulations. Coach Hall, great game. Again, just from start to finish, you guys seem to be in control.
Yes, sir. We came out and executed the game plan. We got some early stops like we wanted to, and the offense got rolling, and defense played a good big part in that. Good field position, and we put a couple of touchdowns on the board.
Now, next week, you got the big game against Lanier. That'll, in all likelihood, be for the district championship. What are you thinking now?
Well, Lanier can be on my mind right now. They are on my mind. That's going to be a tough ball game, be a good ball game, and we got to get started tonight.
Yeah, you guys ready for Lanier next week? All right, congratulations. Let me go ahead and give you this trophy and let you present it to your team. Tonight's winners of your Thursday night championship trophy, your Brackenridge Eagles, 48-0 over your Burbank Bulldogs. Back to you guys.
All right, thanks a lot, Mike. Hey, before we go to break, it's time for our pick and pull collision of the game. It happened late in this ball game, but boy, it was a good one. Matthew Rios just coming up and laying the wood to Covarrubias. He was fired up about it, and so are we. That's our pick and pull collision of the game. When we come back, we'll wrap it up with all the highlights. Brackenridge, the big winner tonight, 48-0. Welcome back to Church's Chicken Thursday Night Lights. All smiles and handshakes for the Brackenridge Eagles as we take a look at our final highlights of the night. It was Brackenridge from the get-go. Vincent Gonzalez with the block, Ryan Ozuna with the return, and then it was the Fred Jones show. A 30-yard run made it 14-0. Justin Eaton's touchdown made it 21-0. Then we had a near pick six, which set up another Fred Jones score, 28-0. They just kept moving the football in the second half. Edson Ortiz scoring on this 28-yard touchdown. That made it 41-0 Brackenridge. And they just didn't stop. Defense came up big for them tonight. Set up another score. Chris Lopez with the 21-yarder to cap it all off. They get 48-0 Brackenridge, Chuck. And as we look at the final stats coming into this game, the record said 4-1 against, 1-4 or 1-5 in district play. We thought we were going to get a closer game from the Burbank Bulldogs, but it wasn't really Burbank that you got to blame for this one. It was just a great job by the Brackenridge Eagles, who were ready to play.
No, it was, and Burbank's got the young kids, and then they had some turnovers, and that obviously didn't bode well for them tonight, but I think good things are going to be on the horizon for Burbank as well.
Big game next week, Holmes and Taft. The winner likely plays Brandeis in week 11 for a playoff spot. We'll have that play-in game as well on the 3rd of November, so a couple of good ones straight ahead for you in the next coming weeks on Thursday Night Lights. For Chuck Migatinick and Mike Hernandez down on the sidelines, for Derek Machen, our intern spotter, statistician extraordinaire Mark Kusenberger, for Chris Kotfus, and everybody putting T&L on the air. We'll see you next week for Taft and Holmes. Till then, good night and God bless.